So this might be one of the nichest videos I've ever filmed, but today I'm sharing with you my Starbucks location mug collection. So hey guys, it's Becky and welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me today. This one is niche, but it's something I love to collect, and it is the Starbucks location mugs. So if you've ever been to a Starbucks in your country or even abroad, you might see these mugs with like the city or the country on them, with some really cool graphics representing the country. And I started years ago with let me show you my first one. This was my first location mug. Of course, it was New York. I had such a huge obsession with New York as a teenager, probably thanks to Sex and the City and a myriad of other movies and TV shows. Friends as well was a huge influence as to why I loved New York. So when I got to go when I don't know whether I got this on when I was 16 or 21, but I've been to New York twice, luckily. I bought this mug, and this is somewhat what started it all. I didn't really collect these mugs straight away, but in recent years I've really started gathering a bit of a collection. So let's start off with my number one. So this is from the You Are Here collection. This is a bit more of an OG one. I know they phased this line out of America, but this one is really widespread across Europe. Like most European cities, I feel like, are still in the You Are Here collection, and it's really like kind of the OG. It's definitely one that's been an art style that has been around the longest for Starbucks. So yeah, New York is where it all started. If we want to talk about, I think this, I'll show you all the American ones first. I believe this was the next art style, the Be In There series. I only have a couple from this design because I don't go to America that often, but I feel like this art style was quite cool. It was quite illustrative, but you can kind of tell why I love getting these mugs. They show so many things of a place. So I obviously picked this up in Las Vegas, and it's got obviously some gambling, pools, cactuses obviously for the desert that's around there. It's just a really, really cool mug with lots of things on it, and I love also how they wrote Las Vegas. And then the one that I picked up this time was the Nevada mug, because obviously you have the states and you have the city mugs in America. And that one's really cool as well. It's got lots of really cool iconography and like red rock and things like that. So and obviously the is that the dam, the Hoover Dam? Yeah, just really, really cool. I love the colors of this one as well. And then my last mug is actually one of the newer styles. This is the Discovery series. This was a gift from Hannah, because she's now moved to San Francisco. So she did get me this mug, and it's really lovely. It's got like, I think like Chinatown, like the old school streets. Just reminds me of Princess Diaries, and like the trams. I've never been to San Francisco, but I absolutely love it when someone brings you one of these mugs back, because like it's a chunky mug. So for someone to bring me a mug back, I really just mean a lot, because it's quite a big thing to get. But yeah, it's honestly so lovely. And then my latest mug is a little bit north of America, and it's from Vancouver, from my friend Lucy. This has got whales on it and some filming. I'm not sure, maybe they're filming the wildlife, Canada goose, the mountains. Really, really cool. And I love this color scheme, like the teals and the pinks, and I just love these mugs to drink out of. I do drink out of these mugs. I know some collectors don't and keep them in their boxes, but for me, if I didn't drink out of these, JP wouldn't let me keep them. I will say JP's definitely got into them, and a lot of these are from him as well whenever he's gone traveling. I would say my biggest part of the collection is definitely European cities, so let's crack into them. This is the Athens one that we picked up on the cruise, and JP, bless him, we were on a tour, and he really kindly went and got this for me because it was so hot, and I don't know if I could have handled the walk to the Starbucks, but he went and got me this, which was honestly, he's such a Prince Charming, and yeah, I'm just so grateful that he did that. We also went to Frankfurt during I think it might have been 2021, like it was still very COVID era, and we had to wear like masks in the street and stuff. I would say this is one of my least favourite mugs because I just feel like the camo colours aren't my favourite, but I do love the giant Frankfurter that is on there, but yeah, this isn't my favourite colour scheme, I won't lie. I think that's one of my least favourite mugs in general. Not that I know that's an awful thing to say. Another one that, again, from our kind of COVID era travelling, it was really weird because I feel like COVID, I actually did a surprising amount of when I say legal travel, I wasn't going against any guidelines, but I did actually do quite a bit of traveling because JP was in Luxembourg, so you're just surrounded by lots of European countries. So we also went to Brussels during that period, and this one obviously has a Belgian waffle. You've got the kind of old buildings in the town square. Is that to do with the EU maybe? You've got some Belgian chocolates and obviously some Belgian fries as well. Very food themed, the Brussels one. And again, a slightly odd colour scheme. Again, not my favourite colour scheme, but I do quite like this colour scheme. This is Warsaw, and I got this recently when I shot a couple of ads in Poland, which was so exciting, and I'm really glad I was able to find a little bit of time to nip to a Starbucks while I was there. So this is quite a prominent tower in Warsaw, and I think this is kind of like the city's emblem, and also it had, can't remember, but quite a famous, maybe it was Chopin or someone JP would know if he's having a little nap right now. So but yeah, there's definitely a famous composer. I'm sure one of you guys will tell me down in the comments who that composer is, but yeah, there's definitely a famous pianist that they had like a couple of statues of as well in the town. So I quite like this colour scheme. It's quite like, I like the use of like all the primary colours. That one I really like. We're now moving on to France. So JP recently went to Marseille to do with our wedding visa. So he picked me up the Marseille mug. Marseille is known especially for fishing, so, and bouillabaisse, so that's represented on here. I know this castle is quite a landmark, and obviously it's by the sea, so there's lots of like boats and yachts, and there's some more sailing. Oh, I think this is the castle that's quite famous, but yeah, it's a very like city town. I think it's one of the biggest ports as well in France. So yeah, this one's really cool, and I love the colour scheme of this, like the blue and the yellow. It just gives, like, obviously being on the south of France as well, it's quite a warm place too, so I really feel like the colour scheme really suits the city. So yeah, I really like this colour scheme. Then of course we have Paris. So this again was bought when we went to Paris, guys. We went to Paris in September 2020, and it was the most lovely experience. Obviously they didn't have many international tourists, especially from, you know, places like Asia, and I don't think they had many from the UK then really either because of everything going on, but we drove there, so again we weren't breaking any guidelines because I was staying with JP in Luxembourg at the time, so we drove to Paris from Luxembourg, and Paris was so quiet. It was like we were the only tourists there, and we just had the best experience ever in Paris. It was, yeah, it was like it was just for us, and I don't think there'll ever be a time like it ever again. Like, it's so funny how, like, COVID changed so many experiences for people, but this was, yeah, during that time I picked this mug up, and it always, yeah, just reminds me of that. It's got a macaron, obviously, the Notre Dame, this was before obviously the fire happened there, the French baguette, the Seine, and obviously the Eiffel Tower, the thing we've got as well in London, the Arc de Triomphe. I think like this is a really good mug as well. Like you've got the French flag colours as well, the blue and the red. I just think it's really good, and you've got a croissant as well. I really like this mug. I feel like it really shows off the best bits of Paris. And I also feel like Paris has enough things for it to all be in a mug. Sometimes you think they're really trying to fill the space. But I really love the Paris mug. And then finally, this one is from Toulouse. So JP went to uni in Toulouse. So that's why he had to get me this mug. So apparently they do a lot of, they build the Boeing planes in Toulouse. So that's really cool. This is like the majority of the mug is the city hall or something. He said this is in the town centre and some of the old buildings. And then they also have a really good rugby team, and it is a massive university town as well. So I love the fact that this does have the graduation cap on there, because obviously Toulouse to me will always be JP's uni town. So this one's really special. I feel like this is like JP's mug, and I love the colour scheme of this one as well. It's very like sunset colours, and I believe Toulouse, like the rugby club's colours are like red and black as well. So I think it's really cool that there's red on the mug. And then the next little lot is a couple from Italy. So they're really trying, Starbucks are really trying to like infiltrate Italy, which is wild with their coffee culture. So yeah, there are a couple of Starbucks peppered throughout Italy. So this one's from Florence that we picked up this year, and it's got like the, is it Fleur de Lis or Fleur de Lys, or like the crest. Florence, you've got the Duomo, you've got the bridge that sells all the gold, you've got Tuscany as well, they've kind of put on there. I think that might be like a spritz maybe, Chianti wine, and a Florentine steak, which is iconic. So yeah, I think this is a really cool mug, a really interesting colour scheme. Not my favourite, but I also think purple is quite synonymous with Florence and Tuscany. I appreciate the colour scheme, but it's not my favourite. But I think that's quite cool. Next is Bologna, which is literally a short drive from Florence. This has got the little pastas that Bologna is known for, as well as this like fountain. It's got these big wonky towers as well, and it's also known for bolognese and lasagna. And then this is like an old convent as well that you can like walk up to, a monastery. And again, you've got like some of the scenes of the countryside. I really like this one as well, and we really like Bologna. It's a really great weekend like city break place. So and they also have an airport, so if you're ever thinking of taking a city break and you see Bologna come up for some cheap flights, it's a really good weekend spot. The food there is amazing. I've definitely done a couple of blogs around Bologna, so highly recommend that for a little weekend getaway. I really do feel like 2 days is a really good, 2 or 3 days is a really great amount of time. And yeah, I really liked it. This I think is the newest mug. This is Zurich, and we recently went there. We went to Switzerland. I wish I got a Switzerland mug as well, but guys, this was £25. This is the most expensive Starbucks mug I have ever bought. Switzerland is notoriously expensive, and they didn't disappoint even in the Starbucks. I even bought a Starbucks drink and it was like £9. I was like, oh my god. It's in the same kind of like expensiveness as like Norway. So the lion is the symbol of Zurich. I think that might be like the stadium maybe. This is definitely like Old Town, and they do have like a Ferris wheel. Not sure what the filming thing is either. I feel like I should know things. So I think these are meant to be Swiss chocolates. But yeah, quite odd symbols. Like there are things on here, there are things I would have probably chosen to put on this mug over ones that it's showing. But yeah, this is my Zurich mug and my most expensive mug in my collection. To any of you that also have a Starbucks collection, like what rules do you have? For me, I try and only buy one mug per Starbucks that I go into, because otherwise I'll end up buying like every mug there. I know some people are like, if you can buy it in the shop, you will take it. But if I do that, like, I have to be quite careful of like luggage. But also I don't really care about the art style. I know some people only collect certain art styles, but for me, I think once I've got one from that city, whatever the art style is, like that would be the one I have. But also people can gift me them, like if people, like it's not based on if I've been there or not, because obviously like the San Francisco one's really important to me because that was from Han and she moved there. So for me it's just like they're nice memories of people as well as like potentially like a holiday or something. Speaking of holidays, Malaga, this one I really like, mainly because I love Malaga as well. But you've got the gorgeous kind of the Moroccan fort, sardines because they're big fishy port there, and just like the beautiful like old town vibes, flamenco dancing and the dress. I think that's like the Roman Colosseum, the Roman amphitheatre, and that's the high street. I quite like the colour scheme of this design. It kind of gives nighttime vibes though, like, and I will say Malaga has a great like nightlife, so it makes sense. So that's all my European city ones. Sorry guys if this is boring you. I hope it's not boring you. I hope you find it interesting. This is quite a niche collection. Next up will all be all my UK ones. So we're starting off with Glasgow, and I went to Glasgow. That was probably not a very good Glasgow accent. I went to Glasgow for COP26, so didn't see much of the town, but good memories from this time. But yeah, we ended up just going to like the science museum, I believe the thing was taking place in, so that was really cool. But we did end up having to stay in Edinburgh because they don't have any hotels left in Glasgow. I think this is like a famous statue in Edinburgh. This is the castle, I believe, and like this is like Old Town. Again, we didn't get much time to look around because it was we were there for work. But yeah, really nice memory. That was my first ever work trip away. But also JP worked in Edinburgh for I think like 2 or 3 years. We definitely want to go back because he wants to kind of take me around, but we just haven't had the opportunity yet. But Edinburgh's definitely on our list. And finally from the UK, we have Oxford, which I feel like is such a random one. I picked this up on the way to Vista Village. That is where I spend most of my time in Oxford. But obviously you've got like lots of, I think that's the library, isn't it? We have lots of like Oxfordy buildings. You have a ham, and you also have a dodo because I think there's like an extinct museum, and of course bikes and punting. But I think obviously a lot of people go to Oxford. They probably pick that up for like the uni vibes. All of my next ones are the country ones. So obviously if you're going to a Starbucks, but it's not in like a major city, they'll normally just have the country ones, and that's when I end up getting the country one. So JP went to Madrid, but they didn't have any city ones. I imagine they do have a Madrid city one. I think they might have just been sold out. But the Spain one is really pretty. Beautiful flamenco dress. You've also got like the like Spanish guards. You've got the palm trees. Obviously they're big, like football nuts, very sunny. Also there's a lot of, you know, arts and like Picasso and stuff. We're in like Barcelona. They love fireworks, don't we all? And there's paella and obviously Serrano ham as well. Is it Serrano ham or hamon? I think Serrano is the Spanish, and then prosciutto is the Italian. But I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but both incredibly yummy. But that's the Spanish one. And then up next is from my lovely friend Georgie. She went to Japan, and bless her, she picked up me this mug, and again, really appreciate it when, you know, you're going so far away and you're finding space for this mega mug. Sorry, it's got a sumo wrestler, it's got like a geisha robes, ramen, those little tteokbokki fish things, I think, or are they koi fish, or sushis, Mount Fuji. It's just absolutely beautiful. This is definitely one of my favourite mugs overall. It's my first ever Asia mug, and I'm excited to hopefully be getting some more Asia mugs. But yeah, this one is gorgeous, and I love the colour scheme, the pink, the red, the yellow. It's really cute, and it's got a little Starbucks mug. So cute. Then going on to a couple of like very niche, I think these might be like my rarest Starbucks mugs. We've got Luxembourg, obviously, because I was there for quite a while. Going to Luxembourg was like my, you know, my joy of the week. Going to Starbucks every week, sorry, was kind of like my treat, because there wasn't much to do in Luxembourg. And you'll see on this mug, wine apparently. And then a majority of this being basically like kind of like their town hall, a statue, the old town, and I don't even know what that is. Couldn't tell you. There is a really big bridge and the lion again is their symbol, so they're fighting it out with Zurich for who owns the lion symbol. But I love having it because it's quite niche, and also I do think the colour scheme for this is really, really nice. Don't know why Frankfurt got the ugly colour scheme and then Luxembourg got the really pretty one. And then obviously let's do all these principalities and random countries. Monaco. This is one of my favourites because I love Monaco, because obviously I hang out a lot there. They do have like a tennis tournament that happens there. I think this is meant to just like represent a kind of like cityscape, because basically Monaco is on basically the cliff face. Obviously lots of yachts, it's on the seafront. There's not that much fishing there. Obviously you've got the casino, so you've got the dice, you've got the sports car. This is the palace on the rock. I'm surprised they've not got the casino on here, because I feel like that would look really good. And then you've got some gambling chips, and then I think this is the botanical garden. But yeah, I love the Monaco one for obvious reasons. And then this is quite a recent one as well. JP recently went to Andorra with his parents, and yeah, he picked me up this mug. And it's got a bike, it's got some mountains, some skis, this really pretty like flower, which I'm guessing is like native, chalet, and deer. Andorra is a very small country up in the mountains, and I believe that is all that's there. And ending notes on a high. We've got the Netherlands. We've got some cheese, we've got bikes, windmills, cows, tulips. I love the country ones because I feel like these have more of the stereotypical stuff on them. You've got clogs, the lighthouse, another windmill, some ice skates as well, because I think they do a lot of that when the canals freeze over. But yeah, I feel like this one's really, really cute as well. I love like the tulips are really colourful and stuff. So JP bought me this from Rotterdam, so that is my mug. Am I a mug for having all these mugs? But yeah, that's my mug collection. Do you collect these mugs? What do you collect? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear. And yeah, see what you collect. Do you collect anything weird? But yeah, that's my mug collection, and I'm sure it will keep on growing. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye.